And welcome everybody to Rick Snider's Washington, where you get the whole story. So please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And we won't have much time for comment. Thought I'd just try this at halftime. Maybe I'll do it during this regular season for road games. Can't do it at home games because of licensing agreements and stuff with the league. But I thought I'd try it here and see if anybody shows up and we talk about it. But I don't know if anybody's going to show up after that because Washington Commanders certainly didn't show up for the first half. 27-3. Yeah, 27-3. When the first play is them running back a touchdown for 100 yards on the kickoff, and you're thinking, okay, we'll see what happens. Alexander first in, thanks for coming. And Bob right behind you. So, man, you knew it was going to be a tough day. And then really tonight it was all about trying to watch individuals. And honestly, I didn't see much of anything good from anybody. Let's talk about Sam Hartman, because this is really one of the big things for the game. To me, Sam Hartman has to play well in the preseason or cut him. Don't even bother with it. Because you had him on the practice squad last year. If he can't do it in the preseason this year, then don't do it. And Hartman was 9 of 19. All the receivers dropped at least 3 on him. 64 yards, 33.7, had a bad pick. I thought he played a little better his last series or two, but he didn't look very good in the opening part. I don't know. I mean, Josh Johnson, that's guy's 39. So, Sam, if you can't beat out Josh Johnson, it's time to go look for another rookie young quarterback to develop on things. The other guy we were looking for, Bill, how's he going to run? Oh, he had 7 carries for 24 yards. Didn't see the big explosive move yet, but hey, you can't do that every day. The concerning thing was Gay missing a field goal. He's kind of struggled in practice lately. Missed a 49-yarder, came back and later made a short one, 37-yard, to at least get this team on the board. They looked bad in all 3 phases. They look like they didn't have a clue. Now, I know you're saying they don't game plan for preseason games. Neither does New England. They look like they had a clue. This is why I don't really like having veterans all take off. I know everybody's so scared about injuries. Listen, man, people get killed crossing the street every day. You can't live in a bubble on these kind of things. You guys are really rolling today. I see comments everywhere. I'm not going to be able to get to them like I normally do because I only got a few minutes. I got to eat a hot dog for the second half. Well, not this time, but this is meant to be short, kind of a quick hit. I don't do grades in preseason games because it's crazy, but I would give special teams an F. I mean, they were just brutal. And defensively, the one thing that really concerned me was the defensive line. I know it's reserves playing, but reserves on the defensive line play a good bit more than, other positions because they rotate so much. And these guys just got knocked back off the ball a lot. And New England just seemed to just play with them on that. Washington's receivers didn't particularly have a good night. Moore dropped a couple balls, Gallup did. I mean, they didn't show me anything. So Terry's probably sitting there going, money, money, money. Now, I don't think this matters at all about Terry's pay situation and the contract. But there's not like you saw people going, ooh. Now, I don't know. Jalen Lane, I would expect to get more time in the second half. Maybe we see what he can do. Usually the first half of this game is what you try to watch because the second half is awful. Okay, let's see how this goes on everything. All right, I got a few minutes to answer questions. I'll just dive in where I am. Who's slamming jamming's here tonight? Thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all coming. Johnny Newton had a nice play, Alex. Yeah, I agree with that one. He had that strip sack. That was a solid play on there. Running game was okay. Antoinette, I didn't love it, didn't hate it. Mike's right. You can't let him just take that kickoff back on you right away. Good Lord. Whew, that was a bad one. I hope that's not an omen. JD's right. The defensive line run stopping was horrible. Patriots had over 100 yards rushing in the first half. Brandon, just finish strong and make it respectable. Okay, but I didn't, now we're talking about third and fourth stringers. I don't know what to make of any of that. Antoinette, you might be right. They might be looking at bringing in a kicker, at least for competition. I don't have a problem with that. Let's see. Rich, sorry. Yeah, Terry's still sitting out there. They seem to be a little apart. I kind of think at this point, McLaurin's going to just play the season out and say franchise me or let me go, and he'll get his money down the road. but it'll be 31 then too. So it's a show me year for Terry. If you go out there at 30 and you ball out and you played great, you're going to make more money. You already made more money than all of us watching put together in our careers are going to make. Rufio, yeah, Crosby Merritt. It's been looking good the whole time. Is he the starting running back? Not yet. I got to see more to say that. Brandon, Terry predicts he'll be back by August 21st. Well, eventually they're going to call this ankle injury to the real doctors, get outside opinions, and somebody's got to go play ball. Casey thinks this is what they get for a frozen pizza segment. Well, you guys wanted a pizza segment. I haven't been able to go anywhere lately. I've been busy. So I did do a frozen pizza segment right before the game. It was okay. My wife likes the Alfredo pizzas much more than I do. I tolerate it because she's been married 45 years. You got to give a little. So sometimes we eat her style. It was okay pizza. It wasn't the greatest, wasn't the worst. Connolly, Jason, I would say the bit I did get to focus on Connolly, he did fine. I think he's the starting right tackle. They talk a lot of stuff this time of year to let everybody think it's fair, but I think I'd be shocked if Connolly is not the starting right tackle on opening day. Redskins, the Braves. Well, there you go. Backup players, beep. Well, that's not the guys you're going to the Super Bowl with, but they certainly can help you on everything. What do we got? 3 minutes to go. I'm doing this just so some of you came up. I thought I'd try a halftime show, see if anybody watches. Looks like a few of you are. In road games this season, I'll consider it. I can't do it for home games because there are broadcasting rules of all sorts of stuff, rights and everything. So when I'm at the stadium, I can't do it at halftime. But if I'm sitting on my couch, I can. So we might. We'll see how it goes. If you want to hit the thanks button and say, hey, Rick, thanks for doing this, there's that $ thing below the screen on some of your screens on there. And if not, hit the thumbs up button, if nothing else. And that way the algorithm will say, well, Rick did something right. So I appreciate it. Somebody just hit it. There you go. The Grim Reaper, not ready yet. That's why I like to play starters, even for a series or two in this kind of game, and let them play all 3 games, more or less. I thought last year their worst game was their first game. I didn't think they were ready. And, now listen, Quinn knows more about coaching than I'll ever know, and it's how you finish. And I know it's a long season. You're trying to rest vet. I know all that. But some teams do better at this than others. I'd like to see them, try to get these guys a little bit more. They'll be playing the Giants opening day. You should win that game. You don't want to lose it. Losing to Tampa Bay last year in the opener, well, Tampa made the playoffs. So that wasn't a bad loss. But losing the Giants would be a bad loss. Mike, make Terry honor his contract. Well, I think that he will. But, you just hate to see these kind of things go. Am I going to the home Monday night game? Yes, I am, Antoinette. I am going to that one. I do home games. I don't do road games anymore. I'm now 65. I've covered this team for off and on 40-plus years. I don't need to go everywhere anymore. So I don't know. This is my last season. I keep saying that. I don't know. Brian, notice when they play bad preseason games, they're good in regular season. I've seen it go both ways, honestly. I've seen good preseasons, then have terrible regular seasons. I've seen it every which way. When you've been around 40 years, you've seen them all. So I don't think it means anything, good or bad, on this. All right. And all right, anybody? What else on my notes do I have? I didn't think Johnson showed much when he came out to play quarterback at the end of the first half, but he's here. He's a camp arm. I admire Johnson so much. 39, still hangs in the league. God bless him, man. He's a warrior. It's just all warriors come down the end. Andrew, thank you so much. Should you be concerned? It's horrible. No, I throw this one out because it's the seconds and thirds, not too many of the regulars. There's some. I thought Amos, looks good. Jeremy Reeves looked real good. Jeremy Reeves playing for gold tonight. I thought the secondary looked pretty good. I guess I did find one positive out of all this. That the secondaries look good. Just look at my notes. Oh man, that's the timer, which says Hey, game's getting ready to start in a couple minutes. We all got to go back to the TV. So, hey, it was great trying this. I'm glad a lot of you did it. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll try and, if you really like it, hit the thumbs up button, and maybe we'll try it again. That Packers game Thursday night, which is game 2 on all that. All right, back to the second half. Hopefully it ends up better. I'll have a video afterwards, but we're not chatting at 11 at night. You don't want to see these eyes at 11 at night. Well, anyway, I'm Rick Snider. Thanks so much for coming, everybody, and enjoy the second half.